Minister vetuli puer falerni, inger mi calices amariores, ut lex postumiae ubet magistrae, ebrios sacinebriosiores. At vos quo lubet incapite lymphae, vini pernicies et ad severos migratic merosestionianos. This is a nice, short drinking song that would suffer from any amount of overanalysis. It does, though, give us a great insight into how the Roman dinner parties worked. The meter is hendecasyllabic. The first half of the poem addresses the servant boy who is in charge of pouring the wine. Vetuli in line 1 is a diminutive of vetus, old, so it's something like the good old wine. Falernian wine in antiquity was one of the better wines coming from south of Rome on the slopes of Mount Falernus. It did have a rather high alcohol content, about 15%, and Pliny the Elder described it as the only wine that was able to be lit on fire. And so the Romans had to dilute their Falernian with water. In the wall of a bar in Pompeii, we can still see the menu too. Wine costs 1 copper penny, the as. The best wine costs 2 asses, and the Falernian wine costs 4. The order here is asyncysis, A-B, A-B. Inger in line 2 is your imperative. Amariores is more bitter, but it could mean wine with less water, so more pungent. As when Horace described a dinner party, the wine became less and less dilute as the evening progressed. At each feast, a master of the drinking, the magister bibendi, was chosen often by lot. This magister would determine what wine should be drunk and how. His decrees were final in respect to the proportion of water to wine and toasts that were given. The fact that the magister here is a magistra, a mistress, is peculiar, since women weren't necessarily equals with men, even at dinner parties. Postumia, by the way, is a region in northern Italy. The ebriosiores is genitive and modifies the postumiae magistrae in the line before. Ebriosacino is the ablative of comparison. The last 3 lines of the poem address the water used to dilute the wine. So perhaps Catullus had drunk just a little too much? He, of course, refers to the water as the vini pernicies, the destroyer of the wine. Quo introduces a subordinate clause with lubet, to where it is pleasing. And the severos in line 6 are similar to the severiorum found in Catullus 5, men who are just a little too strict and uptight for his tastes. This word is also used by Horace to reference those who don't drink. With hic, perhaps, Catullus would raise his wine cup. The maris is the undiluted wine now that the water has departed. Taionianos is another name for Bacchus, the god of wine, whose mother, Semele, was also called Taione. Here, Catullus uses Bacchus to mean the thing that he represents, wine. This is a common figure of speech in classical poetry, called metonymy. Let's read it again. Minister vetuli puer falerni, inger mi calices amariores, ut lex postumiae ubet magistrae, ebrios sacinebriosiores. At vos quo lubet incapite lymphae, vini pernicies et ad severos migratic merosestionianos.